that's been going on. And we're gonna watch a short clips from the Breakfast Club. And Charlamagne be always popping his shit, but that's what we're gonna get into. So what's up, buddy? What's going on? How you been?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I was excited when you told me about the two tracks. I was like, oh, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got.
I
So
did I did
I'm here.
breakdowns of both tracks. They still haven't been posted to the channel yet. M- m- um, I froze up there like I was biting and shit. But anyway, hey, that's how it is over here on Pee Pod Cove. You run it from the top. If the shit don't work out, you try again. Right,
Boy.
you try again. You get up, you try again, you keep running. So yeah, this is the Breakfast Club, and the conversation is being talked about. So you heard both songs. What's your feeling on the songs?
What would Lecrae do? That's the punchline for me. What would Lecrae do? Right? I think that's gonna be on a shirt. It's gonna be one of those early morning
I didn't think of that one.
devotion. You wake up and what would Lecrae do? You know, but yeah, as I went through it, he was spitting bars, and being a Christian rapper, if you haven't or you're not familiar with the Bible, he spent a lot of bars that align with the Bible, and that's what makes it effective and real catchy. Because for the people that believe in a Christian, they gonna understand his message because he's basically explaining the Jesus and how he walked and that type of stuff. So, but not to get too philosophical, he did an excellent job breaking it down. D1, I think because I was more in favor of Lecrae, I gravitated more to it. But D1, even though I didn't know his name, I know of him, so his presence precedes him, and I know his background. But I didn't put the two together like that was the same person as this person. But dude is skillful. He's very skillful. So
Yeah,
two of them, I gotta listen to D1 again, but I know he was spitting.
yeah,
But
he was laying it out. So as
yeah,
far as the two tracks, and then they're linked to Kendrick because these are response towards Kendrick. So it's kind of like they're continuing the conversation. That's what it seems like to me about what's the bad things going on inside the culture, inside the community that black people are being portrayed as. That's a false image,
true. I,
you know.
we got the Ice Spice. We got
Sexy red,
the red one, the
sexy red.
sexy red. I ain't gonna lie, man. My daughter, I'll be out there balling ski.
When Kendrick did the pop out,
Yeah,
there were women from the West Coast that performed, and none of them came out dressed like that. They all had on clothes because they actually can spit bars. When you can
true,
actually
true.
spit, and it's this like, how much twerking can you do? Stop the twerking. It's done. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
True, true. But it's one of those things where
It's enough
sex
twerking.
sells, sex sells because
To who?
yo, they making money, so somebody buying it.
In how much degrading do you have to do to sell? That's a lot of degrading.
Because that was the thing, like going back with like Queen Latifah, Lady Rage, my homegirl from Flipmo Squad, Rod Digger.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
nigga.
Yo, she could rap. So I understand that level of how lady rappers can rap. Like, yo, Rod Diggers was before her time,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
oh man. And what was the lady from Disturbing the Peace? Damn,
I'm,
she could rap too.
I'm blowing the mic right blank right now. Lady of Rage.
No. That she was before, but Ludacris had a female rapper. But we
Hmm.
come back to it. It's all right. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm
he
yeah, I'm
had the name is right there, man. I can't remember, but she could rap too. But there were a lot of good rappers. So
oh yeah, they were.
Yeah, there was a lot,
So
but
so now we're gonna basically get into a conversation about, well, let's check it out.
yeah,
We played D1's track as a, I don't want to say a response to Kendrick Lamar, but as Charlamagne said earlier, it's kind of like passing the baton. We also just played Lecrae, so we're just getting your thoughts. 800-585-1051. What do you think, Lauren?
You think? Are you asking me if I think people want that?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's phenomenal music. I think people want balance. I do think people want balance. I just think
Who are people? Like, what people are you talking about? 'Cause
humans.
It depends. So you talking about like everybody as a like the world?
Yeah, people.
I don't
want
think so. I think
You don't
that
think people want balance?
no. I think that there are a group of people who are okay with listening to what they listen to that is not conscious, that just makes them feel good, that they just party to, and then they move on.
Yeah, and then there's a whole group of people who want to hear stuff like that, and that's what I mean when I say balance, because we're talking to all of those people, Lauren. We're not just talking to
Yeah,
the
but
rappers.
I'm asking you. I thought you meant that all people want the balance, like they want conscious and they want the other stuff too. I don't believe that all people want both.
Oh,
I think
all people? I don't. Probably not. No, I don't think that. I couldn't make a broad generalization.
I think it's also where people are in their life. Like, you know, some
Yeah.
people want to hear party music. They want to hear different types of music. Like Lauren wants to turn up. She don't want to hear positivity. She don't want to hear black man put your gun down. She don't want to hear let's work together. She wants to hear
and I think
like
what?
And I think the
I
problem
party with you before, Lauren. I know.
in a party. No, I don't want to think about the trials and tribulations of the world. I just want to have a good time.
Okay.
I think that's been the problem with radio for so long. The problem with radio for so long, especially hip hop and R&B radio, is that we only super serve one audience
when it comes to it. Yes, at times, yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's what Kendrick is saying on the party. The party must die. Oh, the party is dead. The party must die.
Or party is dying, or whatever.
The party must die. And I love Lecrae's responses, and I love D1's responses.
But like you said, most radio stations don't play that side of it. Like you rarely will hear Lecrae. You rarely will hear D1.
Hey yo, you know what I like too? The fact that D1 is made as a bop.
What do you mean? Explain.
Compared to the what's the name? Lecrae. Lecrae made one matching Kendrick's.
Yeah.
But D1 was a bop.
Yeah.
With a lot of stuff that was intentionally done.
Yes.
To be played on the radio. Because listening to them talk now, excuse me, that D1 song is a bumper. That is a hit.
Yeah, he had a message. He had a message in there.
Right. It was you don't see it coming, but there was a lot of message in there. And like I said, that's a radio record that you could play on the radio.
Yeah.
People would listen,
So it was mainstream. So he did a mainstream track.
I think so.
Because he had hook bar. So yeah, it was like a radio track.
Yep, it was. You're right. It was. So let's see if they talk about that.
I mean, at times you really hear Kendrick.
But
you really hear a J. Cole. You know what I mean?
Don't the stuff that y'all have to program to play, it goes by what's popular, right? So
but that's my thing.
Even
Lauren.
if you're a DJ that's into all of that, like the balance,
but
that's
you don't
have a choice.
You're right. But here's the thing. If you look at the last 15 years of hip hop, right? The biggest artists ain't even really on that. The Kendricks, the Coles, even Drake. Like Drake, he makes those records, but Drake also makes stuff that makes you think whatever.
Correct.
But then you think about the Big Seans and the Wale's and the Chance the Rapper. I'm just thinking about all the people who have been popping over the last 15 years, right?
Correct.
The Rhapsodies, who else? It's a bunch of them,
right?
But even with those people existing, you still find a way to play the low vibrational stuff that's
but also
in the clubs,
also what most people don't know when it comes to radio stations, right? A record label picks a single and they go for that single, so they push that single hard.
They still do that now.
Yes, and the majority of the singles that they push are the records that are not like your Lecrae's, or the records that's not like D1's, or very, very, very not too much. You don't hear that many J. Cole records. You don't hear that many Kendrick records like that.
Because you got a bunch of salute to all the new guys that's doing that too, though. The Russells and the Earth Gangs.
I love Russell. Like I love him. I love his music. I love the content he puts out. I love how he don't care about nothing but what he does. But a lot of people like him don't break through and they're not able to live off of what they're doing. He's doing very well for himself.
But you also got a lot of older executives in place. Who aren't really paying attention to that, and they're so programmed to only do what it is they know, which is research. You know what I mean? They still, what is research?
But people also feel like I know they always also feel like that certain people relate to them because they come from that area, that hood, like whether it's Moneybagg Yo coming from Memphis, they feel like people will feel that more in certain areas. They feel like somebody coming from Brooklyn or from the hoods in New York might feel Pop Smoke or Fabio Foreign more. It's just what people feel like, people relate to them. And some people just don't relate to D1 or they don't relate to Lecrae.
I think the saturation of artists has a lot to do with it too. Like you don't have to have staying power. You just got to get a viral song, make it on TikTok, and then boom, the labels on
And
your
I think
body.
that's the problem. I think that's what radio reacts to. Radio reacts to those viral singles, which is fine. But once again, where's the balance?
All right, well, let's go to the phone line. We got Jay on the line. Jay, good morning.
You wanted to comment on that?
I don't want to say response.
I think the last part he said was the TikTok one because like I'm not even up on like the latest artists and stuff like that, but I know like on YouTube, and I don't even do TikTok, but you see like the TikTok videos come to YouTube, and a song, they always play the hook, right? They always play the hook, you know, and
Yeah.
the hook is catchy, but I listen to the real song, I'm like, what am I listening to? But the hook, they play the hook over and over and over. The dude wasn't on the beat. He wasn't. I'm like, yo, and this is a hot song, you know? So I was like, wow. But that's what it is like TikTok trends. If that was a KP, man, we would have been millionaires years ago. You know what I'm saying? If all we had to do was come out with hot hooks and nah, man, your hook had to be good, your bars had to be good. But now it's like if you get a catchy hook and you get the world to repeat it, you're a millionaire, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't knock the game. That's the game, but that's what they're saying.
It's true because the new generation adapt. They figured out how to do things quicker, and they cashed in. That's pretty much what it is.
But I don't knock the game though. That's how it is. And you look at it. The game is like this: quality or quantity, and they're slacking on the quantity. I mean the quality because it's just quantity. You just pushing out what you think is hot for the moment, for the time. There's no longevity in
so
music
you don't think it has anything to do with the newer generation want to make something different from the last generation?
Well, they are. This is what it is.
Right. So it's you rarely find that the next generation likes the last generation music or the future. You know, they always don't like something about it, but they love it. Like the music I listen to, my grandmother wouldn't listen to.
True.
But I would listen to her music.
Yeah.
My kids will listen to some of my stuff, but it's stuff that they may have that I might not listen to.
Yeah, I can't.
When you be like, I don't know, that one's just a little off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as they get younger and younger, you could see how the music is changing more and more.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, who listens to this? And you'd be like, oh, they got 8 million followers. I'm like, who is that? And you'd be like, what? So I don't hate the player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't hate the player. Play the game if you go get your shit, you know?
Yeah. I kind of did that with the red girl. You know, I didn't know who she was, but they were singing the song. Huh?
Sexy Red?
Yeah, they were singing the song and I just embraced it. I just started, you know what I'm saying? But until I heard the lyrics to the song, I'm like, what?
Yeah, and they had all the kids listening to that, all the kids dancing, making TikToks with it, all this stuff, man. And nobody's paying attention to what's going on. Well, I wouldn't say nobody. K-Dot is.
Yeah.
So let's get back in it. But this is a good conversation. Let's see what these callers say.
Not too much. You don't hear that many J. Cole records. You don't hear that many Kendrick records like that.
Because you got a bunch of
I had messed up.
And he puts out
older executives, which is research. You know what I mean? They still what is
I have to
you got to get a viral song.
Jay, good morning.
Yo, peace, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Jay, what you think?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? So I've been following the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, and I think the way it's all unfolded to right now is beautiful for us. Because this joint that we're talking about that made D1 and Lecrae respond, it's super balanced. It's taking us to a place where it should be. So I think, for hip hop specifically, people have always painted this picture that, oh, it's all negative, it's all negative. I think the reality is there's a lot of negativity in the world.
That's true.
But there's also positivity. There's also light. There's also, you know, like people that have fruitful and nurturing perspectives on things. And specific to Lecrae and D1, as someone that's followed a career, you know, pretty early on, right? The first joint I heard from Lecrae was called Jesus Music. Y'all have to go check that out. Fire. Riding around with my top down, listening to this Jesus music. So, you know, he's kind of been about his faith for a long time, and he's been on his own journey. Then you got D1. Y'all have to go check out Wheezy J50. That's the name of the song, if y'all don't know.
I heard that before.
And that'll take you all the way back and just show you where his head and heart has been. So I think for the people that are at arms about, yo, why is D getting mentioned? Why is Lecrae getting mentioned? If y'all look at their history and their resume and their pedigree, then you'll see why Kendrick would reference these two brothers. And I think the perspectives that these two brothers showed on their response, they're not a response, but like you said, passing the baton.
Yeah.
I think it's a full circle moment. I'm so happy for both of them, proud of both of them, watching their trajectory. And y'all better go pick up that, you know, what is it? Tell the Truth or Die Lying. Y'all need to pick that up.
Thank you, brother.
Get Honest or Die Lying. Thank you, sir.
Your book. But the sad thing about
So how you feel about that?
Yeah, he was well informed. That I gotta say that he was well informed on the artists and their background. So I agree with that 100%. I haven't followed him that deeply. So, but I knew who these two people were. So
yeah, I didn't until Kendrick mentioned them. I didn't know who they were. You told me you knew who Lecrae was, and I had no idea they were Christian rappers.
Yeah, I knew who like I was saying. I know D1, but I didn't know his name. So I watched interviews with him before.
Right.
But
yeah, I see what
just
I
the
know. What
name,
you mean.
I didn't put the name together. But that's how I knew he was an educator or something like that. But yeah, I knew who he was. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's I'm like that too, man. I got a lot of artists where I be listening to their music and I have no idea who the name is, and the kids will be like, they'll say, "Hey, Dad," so like, man, who is that? You be listening to him all the time. Well, I don't know. I can't remember. And then they'll play it. And I'm like, yeah, I remember that. But he's called. Let's see what their response.
It was a remix.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So the sad thing about it is, we'll play these records, and then next week they'll be gone.
Well, no, they'll be gone on radio, but they'll still exist online.
Right,
and that's why radio needs to catch up.
If people are still listening to it, but sometimes people will say, "I love this, I like this." They'll listen to it one time, then they'll go back to.
They'll listen to it if we play it
in the club. They'll go back to whatever it is in the club.
They'll listen to it if we play it. That's why we call it radio programming.
Now we got Coach Davis on the line. Coach Davis,
that's true,
what
right?
you think about Lecrae's show we just heard?
Hey, listen.
Huh?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you play it, people gonna listen. And here's the thing that when you talk about that is. That's what they did with Drake's music. Like, Drake doesn't get paid on album sales anymore. He gets paid on streams. And so basically they bought him out. They bought his career. So he just makes music and they make sure it's getting played. So if you're in this room for 8 hours a day and I play this one song, say 800 times, in that day while you're in that room, what are the chances of you singing that song when you went home that night? That's what they do with Drake's music. They push it on you so much that you tend to be like, oh, I like that, but you kind of just more familiar with it. So you're kind of just, you know what I mean? But when you look back at a lot of the stuff he did, they didn't have no substance to it.
True. I got a different perspective though, but I'll be honest, right? When Drake first came out, I wasn't like on board right away. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but
he had to colonize your ass.
Nah. He ain't but I listened to a lot of his content and I could see what made him who he is. So I still respect that. I'm not on anybody bandwagon. So what I'm gonna say is, a lot of his music is catchy.
Right. You're right, but
So
there's
so
no.
it's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but there's no meat.
Right, but look at it. That's the same thing as a lot of some of these rappers. Is hey, they don't have no meat and they big
Well, you
artists.
think about it. Drake was the one that started that. Like the industry allowed him to do
Nah,
that.
nah, nah.
Yeah,
That Drake did not start that. Drake did
like,
not start that.
think about it. Go how you know how far back Drake goes? Drake and Kendrick's been in the game for like 20, 30 years right now.
Right, but he did not start that. Drake did not start
No,
that.
no, he cannot accomplish that without getting help.
Right, but to say
It's an
he
industry
started it,
thing.
he you
No,
remember
no,
to
no,
say
no. He kind of made it okay to make music like that, where I'm not sure who he blended with, but he was doing it for a while. Where that music isn't, the bars aren't that tough. You know, back in the day, he had better songs, but now all these reference tracks are dropping, which
yeah,
he didn't
well,
even write.
that's the same thing like Cartel. You know what I'm saying? When Cartel used to sing Bad Man tune, they would be hot in the islands, but never go. After he started singing slow music, you know what I'm saying? Ramping Shop, those are the songs that took it out. And guess what? Those type of songs was full party. It's like, yo, you're not supposed to do that. That's not Bad Man. But look, he adapted, changed the way how like
Mhm.
reggae music sing. Now look at
Yeah,
dancehall. Everybody emulate his style of dancehall. You
yeah,
know, and that's the same thing. It's like next sidetrack. It's the same thing with like reggae, right?
right. That's what I'm saying. Drake did that because he was the one on top for so long that other artists come up. Some of them come up thinking they could be like him,
You're right.
but but as he's getting more and more exposed, they they actually revert back to other things. But he changed the way rap is for a lot of the upcoming artists compared to
I,
like Kendrick and shit. You know, J. Cole, Big Sean. What's the one there? That's with Rihanna. His
ASAP.
name ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, I
You know,
like home.
you need to check out that new video he did. He
Okay.
dropped a new song. That video is tough. It's tough. It's like a lot going on in that video. Like you gotta really probably one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen, but it's really interesting though. Really interesting. A lot going on. Let's finish this up.
You know what? I think a total shift is involved, is needed right now, and I say that because of this, right? Chuck D broke it down. I'm as old as hip hop at 51 years, right? And Chuck D broke it down. He said every 5 years there's a new generation of hip hop. So we're talking 10 generations
That's what I
right now.
said in my breakdown.
And each generation there's a shift. We went from positivity with self-destruction and Chuck D and all the
NW
positive
fucking
rap.
A.
Then we went to gangster rap.
Straight to
Then from gangster rap,
NWA.
we went to party and materialism with P Diddy and everybody. Then we went to this over hyper drill rap, that over hyperly sexualized rap.
So now you think it's time to come back? You think it's time to come back?
Tell me, come back. This is a dumbing down of America. This generation of kids right now are dumb. Hip hop did it to them.
Well,
And I hate to say it that way, but we need to bring it back.
No, speak it straight.
Let's get into D1 music because people haven't heard the D1 joint as well. If you're just joining us, of course, Kendrick Lamar mentioned D1 and Lecrae on his song that he released on Friday. We just played Lecrae's, I don't want to say response, but passing the baton.
Yeah, Kendrick passed the baton to Lecrae. Lecrae ran with it. Now D1 got it. He running with it.
Let's get into it. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up
In the morning.
The breakfast.
Yeah, there won't be any D1s on there. But yeah, I gotta check out my reaction. I did a D1 reaction. I'm gonna leave it down in the description.
So we put a card in there. We're gonna hook it up. We're gonna put a card. We're gonna link the D1 reaction by P, and we're gonna also link the Lecrae reaction by P. So we'll put it in there. So you just click the card and it takes you to the video.
So what do you think about that conversation right there? That was on the Breakfast Club.
The last guy comment is similar to what you were saying, and we had that offline discussion when we were talking about.
Well,
like,
I did it. I did it in my because I did
breakdown.
the Lecrae, and right, it's in the breakdown. I talked about that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's and even though I didn't know, we still came to the same conclusion where as time goes on, things are different and you start to see it where, what they told
Right.
you shouldn't do in a song, this generation like shatter it and just kind of do it. And you it's like that. That's what
Well,
it is. And you just
well,
gotta
what,
live
what I
with
also said was, it's in the breakdown, but what I also said was that every 4 to 5 years, music goes through transformation and it evolves every 4 to 5 years. You'll notice that music change, the tempos, the rhythms, the melodies, they kind of intertwine with each other and they switch it up.
it.
And every 4 to 5 years that happens. So I think we're going through one right now.
Yeah.
The new sound is creating. It's things are blending. Some things are dying. You could see it,
Yeah.
and the culture is going to spit something out that we have never heard or seen before, and I see it
So
coming.
so you think Kendrick Lamar is creating a metamorphosis right now, the conception of a new day?
He's Thanos. Is it Thanos?
I'm not too sure.
He's
Because
what's
that's what it
what's
is. He's creating a disruption in rap, and that's what actually is taking place.
well.
So
Here's the thing. Originally, real lyricists, real lyrics, real rap, bro. It's done to bring information to what's
true.
going on in the hood. That's what rap is. So Kendrick is not the one to get on Instagram and do reels making duck lips and no, you write on the pen and when you release it, everybody hear it together. And that's how messages are sent, information's gotten given. So he's having a real conversation about what's going on in our culture and everybody's listening and he knows that. So now both of these guys are responding and they're shedding more light to what's going on because it's almost like a three-part essay we just got. And then D1, who no one doesn't know as much, drops a bop. And that's probably
You
going to
gotta
be played
change
on the
that. You
radio.
gotta change that. People know of him. He is very popular. Probably
Right,
you
right.
didn't know him, but
No.
yeah, he's popular.
Well, a lot of people don't really know who he is. I could
Trust me,
guarantee
they
that.
heard his music. Trust me, they heard his music.
It's possible. It's
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, kill me in the comments. I don't care. I don't think none of y'all knew who the hell he was. Be honest. They gonna hate me. But I like the discussion though, because like she asked, who really cares? And like Charlamagne said, if we play it, they're gonna listen,
Yeah.
and that's originally how radio is. But you see, the thing is with her that she doesn't understand there are people like us online. So, for instance, people would tune in to watch us listen to Lecrae, to watch us listen to D1. And the online, once it's online, that's where it gets transferred and moved. So it tells me that she's not a person that's involved in the online community. So to them, they hear it twice on the radio and it's done, but they don't understand how streaming works. How many platforms was it streamed on? Was it streamed on Twitter? Was it on Instagram? You know, and you got billions and billions of streams, and people were like, "Oh, I only heard it once," and their kid is just,
Yeah.
they don't know what their kid is listening to, and their kids heard it like 80 times in the last hour.
Yo. When you said that, you know what it reminded me of, yo? It reminded me of when Chrissy was listening to Gremlin by Kodak Black. I was like,
Ooh.
she's in the shower, got the Alexa on, singing Gremlin. I'm like, what?
Yo, I
Where did
remember what I remember one time, yo, when I lived on Pleasant Street. I got up one night and our daughter was listening to one of Nicki Minaj albums. It was either her first or her second album. And she was like 4. She was blasting. And I came and I was like, yo, where'd you get that? It's a full blast. So you know how crazy those albums were.
Yeah.
Because remember back then I used to burn CDs.
Yeah.
So she had one of my burnt CDs and she was bopping to that junk, and I was like, oh no, no, no.
But yeah,
No,
and that's a change in the culture. You know, I was like,
no,
we're not going to
no,
be listening to that.
no, 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 no. That's it. It's always gonna be one of those. There was a little Kim. There was, there's always somebody that comes out vulgar, but they still keep it sexy, and
Yeah,
they still. We ain't got that no more right now.
nah, I do agree.
Ice Spice is over. Look, Sexy Red can't even really be sexy. Who else?
I don't know. I'll be honest.
Me neither. I don't really keep up with them too much. I know is it the Leo Trapper one that was beefing with Ice Spice or whatever her name is. But that's another story. As far
I don't
as
know.
this right here, thanks for y'all for checking in. We ended another episode, and I like this one. This one was pretty cool. Good conversation to have. We need
Yeah,
to bring music back. Hip hop isn't dead. If y'all listen to the D1, y'all understand hip hop isn't dead. Hip hop is going through a regurgitation right now.
regurgitation.
And yeah. We about to get some new sounds coming. I could guarantee you that. So we're gonna end it there, and y'all gonna love it and like it. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next